Hello, everyone. I am Ileana Hunsberger, and I'm a freshman this year at CalU. This is my second semester being part of the University Honors Program. For my poster project, I wanted to talk about the satirical humor that can be found within Dr. Seuss's Horton Hears a Who and Horton Hatches the Egg stories. Most oftentimes than not, you will find that Dr. Seuss is known for his moral lessons, teaching to children, through his through animal characters and not as many human characters, and he's known for his silly little drawings and his rhyming style. It's not often found that his stories are told through or focused as humorous, but they are. Before we get into it, I wanted to talk about what these two stories are about and what satire and the incongruity theory of humor that I'm using to apply to these stories are about. Horton Hears a Who is about Horton the elephant who tries to take care of a Whoville nation of people that are on a speck on a flower that Horton finds one day. He vows to protect these people. He's not seen them, he only hears them, and he chooses to be their voice for them. But once a sour kangaroo and other animals in the jungle will see him, they make his life miserable and do whatever they can to make sure that he doesn't behave in this way anymore. In Horton Hatches the Egg, it's about Horton the elephant again, taking care and vowing to take care of Maisie Bird's egg as she's going away on vacation. He doesn't know how long for, but he's going to take care of it and sit on it. He has to sit on this egg through any climate changes, as well as being addressed by many humans, them trying to figure out what he's doing and what he's about. Dr. Seuss wrote these stories to represent Americans' actions against Japan during World War II. And he wrote these two stories after Japan because he had a change in opinion of them. He often uses animals to teach moral lessons to children through his silly little drawings and through rhyming. For my thesis, I wanted to talk about how Dr. Seuss's Horton Hears a Who and Horton Hatches the Egg address adolescents' social and emotional issues through a satirical writing that applies incongruity theory of humor, further developing, negotiating, and maintaining interpersonal relationships through lessons told by animals of morality. Dan O'Shannon reveals through Seuss's humorous ideas that through his satirical writing from personal experience, what his characters are about and his ideas changed. The three main big social issues that are addressed are conformity, bullying, and motherhood. They also further deepen and can be told through issues of politics and other emotional issues that are influenced through conformity, bullying, and motherhood. Conformity is one of the bigger ones as a main theme since Horton's character is such a satirical hero because he's the least likely animal and person that would um, be teaching these moral lessons about. He stays to true who he is, and he refuses to conform to what everyone wants him to do. He doesn't think he's doing anything wrong, but to others, they think he's crazy. We as readers know he's not crazy, but they don't know that. In Horton Hears a Who, we can see that he's asked multiple times by the sour kangaroo to quit acting crazy and give up this flower and the speck. And in the end, they go to the extent of wanting to boil this flower that has done no harm to anybody. He's caged for his behavior too, but he has to fight back and be this voice for this Whoville nation of people, since they are not there, but they can only be heard. And then there's conformity through Horton Hatches the Egg. He refuses that he's asked multiple times to get off the egg, but we know in the end he doesn't because he wants to. There's a big importance of keeping his word to take care and be to be there for this egg, since Maisie Bird went on vacation. The second issue that's talked about is bullying, and we can see that through because of Horton's loyalty and faithfulness of keeping his word and protection of over these two sets of people, an individual that he's not even seen and have a good relationship with. He acts and that most people don't expect. He talks and he cares and he's the voice for these individuals. He's often mocked and told nicknames for being a fool and for acting crazy. And he's made fun of because of his size, because he's an elephant. Of course, elephants are big. Elephants don't sit on trees, and he's made fun of. And people pay to, and he's sad and embarrassed because people come pay and to see him as a joke as he's sitting on the egg. But we know in the end that he shouldn't be mocked for that way. He is who he is, and he traces to his character throughout all of these both of these stories. The last issue that is addressed is motherhood. This one is not as big because it's taught through a subtle way, in the fact that Horton challenges the role of motherhood and what it means to be a caretaker. In Horton Hatches the Egg, we can see that because he actually takes the position of Maisie Bird, as she is the mother of this egg. He sits on the egg. He takes care of it day and night. Never leaves it out of his sight. He sits through all of the climate changes of rain, snow, ice, heat. He's just there. He has to deal with people coming up to him and trying to figure out and laughing at him. And even though they tell him not to, they tell him to get off the egg, but we know in the end he wasn't going to. He wants to keep his promise. In the end, we can see that the baby portrays his characteristics because he was a good caretaker and mother for this egg. The baby is, in fact, hatches as a elephant with wings, in which that now Horton has a little mini him to influence and be a positive aspect to the world. And Horton Hears A Who, we can see that through the sour kangaroo, her relationship with her child, as he is negatively impacted by her in her actions because she is not caring, but she rules the village of the Jungle of No as a dictator based on what her standards of society are and how others should be treated. She doesn't even let Horton hear him out on what he wants and what he's doing is the right thing to act in such a way. In applying the incongruity theory of humor, we can see that through Horton's actions and his character, he undergoes through intense situations that he ends up responding with such an incongruous behavior that he went against the cultural norms and against society, while also at the same time questioning society's treatment towards others in a judgmental world. Through Horton's character and behavior, us as readers can relate to him on the social issues that we see on a day-to-day basis. And he teaches us at the same time the moral lessons on how individuals should be treated. Dr. Seuss how to learn this from personal experience in his treatment towards the Japanese, and be more sympathetic for them as he used to judge them as not as individuals but as on a race issue. Thank you.